Well, hi everybody. This is RSM 392, Field Experience in Recreation and Sport Management, and this is my welcome video. My name is Dr. Don Rocky, and I'll be your faculty supervisor for this internship or practicum experience that you're going to get. And throughout the semester, you'll be submitting your work on the Moodle page. I'll be the one that'll be reviewing it and grading it and working with your site supervisors to help make your field experience a good one. And so I just wanted to touch base with you here in these first videos just to kind of introduce myself, but then also give you an opportunity to learn a little bit about the class since we can't meet in person and go over this information. This might be an easier way to do it, so you can just watch it. But you do need to watch these videos so that you can make sure that you do everything that you need to do to be successful in this class. And so I did produce a syllabus for this class. It'll be posted on Moodle for the class, so you'll have access to that. And pretty much everything that you need will be there so that you can really just go through. Before all the pandemic, this was a distance class anyway that you had the opportunity to work on and basically with little involvement from me other than making sure that you're doing everything and me grading and giving you feedback on what you're doing and again making sure that your experience is a good one. So just going to go over the syllabus here with you, and then you'll have an opportunity to send me any questions that you might have and meet with me through at beginning virtual office hours, and then as we open up more and more, you'll be able to come in and see me if you do have any issues. So again, the class is RSM 392, Field Experience in Recreation and Sport. The section actually is QD 1, and the class is worth 3 hours. Now it is distant, so there's no location. The location will be the site that you're working with. And as I mentioned, I'll be your faculty supervisor to make sure that everything's going well. My name is Don Rocky. Some of you I know, some of you I haven't had in class before, so that'll be it's always fun to have new students in the class, so that'll be good. My office is in AOC 2, 348, and my office hours are 10 a.m. to noon and 11 and then 10 to 11 on Tuesday, Thursday. So Monday, Wednesday, 10 to noon, and Tuesday, Thursday, 10 to 11. Again, I'll make myself available virtually so that if you do ever have any issues and you want to talk to me in a more personal way, I'll have access for that, and I'll invite you to those office hours. Okay. Email, again, probably the best way to get a hold of me right now is via email, but just give me 24 hours during the weekdays to get back to you. On weekends, give me 48 hours, but most times I'll get back to you pretty quickly and with emails. Okay. And as I mentioned, there is a site on Moodle designated for this class, and all your homework and assignments will be submitted on that. So now we'll go looking a little bit more at the class description. As I mentioned, this class is a practicum, so you're basically out working with an agency, getting experience with the agency. One of the things we'll talk to you about as you go through, and if you haven't already heard it, it usually takes about 2.5 internships before people get employed in our field. This is kind of the half internship. You're going to do about 60 hours with an agency, and basically just to get exposure and help you kind of try a realm in recreation and sport management that may fit you, and then and you may decide this isn't the right direction you want to go in with that particular realm or niche, and you might try something else for your internship, and that's good. That's what we hope that you get from this. As you go through and do your work and your hours, just want you to know that it's not just about the hours and completing the hours. While that is an important aspect of it, and you can't finish the class until you get your 60 hours in, there are also a good number of written assignments that you have to do, so that we're monitoring what you're working on and what you're doing and your experience, and we're asking you to kind of do some introspection about the experience and about you, and to help you determine if this is a good fit. So we'll talk about those assignments here in a few minutes. So one of the things you have to make sure that you have is Microsoft Office, and having them Word and those type of documents so you can submit your paperwork. You should have internet access, which is definitely required for most of your classes now, and you should be able to do the required assignments throughout the semester, and really it's nothing outside the ordinary that you shouldn't already be able to do for or have access to when you're doing a regular face-to-face class. So, and there's the course objectives and student learning outcomes that we hope that you accomplish throughout. We do want you to get exposure and experience in it. Help highlight yourself to those agencies and make yourself marketable to those agencies. Make those agencies want you. A lot of people get jobs off of their internships and practicum experience. A lot of students, can carry on their intern or practicum experience into a future internship, and some students just continue to work at the site that they do their practicum. So getting that extra experience. So we would say 2.5 opportunities or 2.5 internships. This is the half. You have the big one that you do for us. What are you doing as that other one? And that's where work experience and getting and staying on with practicum sites and continuing to work and doing those summer jobs that help you really get into the field and make a name for yourself in the field. So mentioned this class is 3 credit hours of practical experience. So it's basically working with an agency in the field. They'll give you tasks to do. They'll give you different jobs. You're like a part-time employee at that site, and giving you work and things that help give you experience, help pad that resume, help create those artifacts that you can put into your portfolio as you progress through our curriculum. The minimum amount of hours are 60, and you have to do that. And minimum is 60 hours, and the minimum number of weeks is 4. Okay, you can't do anything more than count any more than 15 hours per week. Okay, so you can't go out and do all 60 hours in 1 week. That's a no-no. We want you to kind of get experience over a course of several weeks. So some people will break it down, 4 weeks and get 15 hours and knock it out. Some students will do 15 weeks and 4 hours. But whatever works with you, but you have to make sure that you get those 60 hours. Okay. So the with this, the deadline for completion is no later than December 4th, so all your work should be done by December 4th. And throughout the semester, you're submitting your work in a organized, timely manner so that it isn't all building up. What I don't want to see, and you really probably don't want to do, is hold on to all your work and then submit it at the end of the semester on December 4th and say, okay, here you go, Dr. Rocky, grade it, because I am not going to be very happy. So make sure that you submit your work in a timely manner, and we'll talk about those different assignments that you have here and show you examples. Everything you really need is in that, like I said, in the Moodle, but it's also here. A lot of the paperwork you can see what it looks like in here in the syllabus, so you'll have an opportunity to do that. One of the first things, and probably the most challenging thing that you'll have this semester, is finding a practicum site. Okay, you're going to have to find a site that'll take you and allow you to work those 60 hours with that agency. And there is no real hard copy of paperwork other than now you'll have to do everything on Handshake, and I have a video on showing you how to do things on Handshake. You can access it by clicking on this link. There's also several spots where you can click, and it'll take you to Handshake on Moodle. I've created a video so you can go through the video, see what you need to do, and to create the Handshake. What you'll need from your site supervisor is their name, their email address, phone number, and you can do the paperwork on Handshake. Now, if it's a new agency, and I'll be able to tell you if it's a new agency or not, they'll have to complete a memorandum of understanding, and that's attached on Handshake. If you do have a site, I can send it to you that's new. I can send you the memorandum of understanding via email, and you can ask your site supervisor to fill it out and scan it and send it back to us so we can upload it to Handshake. Then there's also one of the new forms that we have for you that you'll actually have to print out, initial, and sign is a hold harmless. With the pandemic, you'll have to do this hold harmless form, basically saying that you're not holding Coastal at fault for if you do get sick. So that'll be the other thing that you'll have to do. Now, like I said, with the pandemic, it might be a little limited, although places are opening up. A lot's going to depend on what athletics does. I know a lot of people usually get some experience in this practicum through Coastal Carolina Athletics. Conway Parks and Rec, Myrtle Beach Parks and Rec, North Myrtle, they're open and they're doing things. It might be a little bit more limited than what it has been in the past, but there are opportunities there. There might be some other opportunities in other agencies and organizations, the YMCA's, the Boys and Girls Clubs, places like that where you can also go and get some experience and get your 60 hours. But we'll just have to, that'll be kind of going out and doing some of the legwork and making sure that they can take you as a practicum student. Okay. So that's the first thing, and again, the quicker you get that done, the sooner you can start. You can't start your counting your hours until you get your Handshake approved. And so once you create the Handshake, what happens is it'll go to your site supervisor. He or she'll get an email from Handshake asking them to approve it. They'll approve it. If new place, again, complete the MOU. You do the hold harmless, and then it all comes to me automatically. It doesn't. You don't need to do other than the MOU sending it to me and the hold harmless sending it to me. Everything else goes through. I'll get notification. I'll have to approve it, and then it works its way up to two other people. But once your site supervisor and I have approved it, you can start counting your hours. You can start working on your practicum. Okay. Again, some students are done in 4 weeks and done and don't have to worry about the rest of the semester. And then others, unfortunately, wait till the last minute, don't get it done. They get a failing grade or incomplete and have to finish it up another semester. So don't put yourself in that situation. Find a good site or find a site and let's get it going on those hours and get it done. Again, the sooner you get it done, the better, and there's one thing less on your plate for the semester. So throughout the time that you're working, we track your hours by cover pages, and so 15 hours, every 15 hours that you complete, you'll submit a cover page, and that'll document your hours. There's a template that I'll show you. It does need to be signed by your site supervisor, documenting those hours. It does need to have your signature on there, and so you should be able to get it signed, scan it, and now, scanning it, you can take a picture of it and upload that picture into the place where you submit those assignments on Moodle, and that gets you those 15 hours that you need. You can get credit for those 15 hours. Okay, so you have at least 4 of those documenting those 15 hours, and I'll show you, like I said, the template for that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop here, and we'll pick up in video 2. Welcome to RSM 392, and continue our talk about the syllabus. So